everyone. Today I'm going to discuss a topic that came up on my blog quite a while ago and I've been meaning to talk about it more, and today I've just decided that I was going to research it a bit more before I discussed it further, and the topic is, I can't even say it. Right, I've got it now. Orthorexia. Sorry, I can't. Something else was trying to come out and it didn't sound right. So, orthorexia is when eating healthily becomes in itself an unhealthy obsession, and I can really identify with this type of eating disorder because I have been there myself, and it was whenever at the start of my journey to become fitter, and I thought that in becoming fitter you had to fit into a certain image, and in order to get to that image you felt like you needed to obviously educate yourself in how to eat and what to eat properly, and in order to get leaner and have sort of muscular definition. And it was all about losing body fat. That was the only thing that mattered, was how am I going to get leaner in order to look fitter or to be fitter. You know, it's a very strange phenomenon, and the strange thing about it is that it becomes an absolute focus of your mind about food and the types of food that you're eating. You scrutinise everything that you pick up. You look at salt content, saturated fat, how many carbs are in it, and you calculate in your head how many calories you're going to have eaten that day. And if you have that too early, then it just all adds up, and then you run out of calories for the day, and then what are you going to do? You snack on rabbit food then for the rest of the day, and the cycle goes on and on and on. And the ironic thing is that even though you're taking all these measures to be healthier, is that psychologically you're becoming unhealthier, and your body image becomes unhealthy in the whole process, because you never actually recognise whenever you're getting leaner. Say you wanted to get to 18% body fat and you got there and you looked at yourself, you would only just see that's not enough. And I know from my own experience and from a lot of women who, this happens to men as well, but most of the people who commented at the time on my blog were women who have been there, and it seemed to be the same story coming up, that whenever you got to a certain level it was never good enough, and you could only maybe see 2 abs and you wanted to see 6, and then you got to 4, and then it was like, even then it wasn't enough. Because obviously females, tends to be your upper body gets too lean, and then you're still the lower half to go, so you keep on driving and driving till you want to get some sort of definition in the legs, and obviously that's going to be the last place to go. And so your upper body is extremely lean before your lower half is coming into that level that you want it to be, and you just drive it on through and keep on going, and it's never ending because you always trip up along the way. You have setbacks, and then you have to start again, and it involves so much stress about food. And what else on the back of it, what seemed to happen to me was that I was almost scared to go out to meet friends, to go out for meals, because I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to eat? There's not going to be anything, everything's going to have too much salt in it, which means I'm going to be bloated the next day, and I'm going to have somebody's going to offer me some sort of chocolate, some sort of dessert, and how am I going to say no? Because I love food, and the hardest thing I ever did was diet. The most difficult thing in my life was ever being on a diet, because I can't say no. See, when someone offers me some sort of treat, I mean, I try to say no at the start, but really inside I'm saying, just get it, just take it. And I always take it in the end. But, I think that's a good lesson to learn as well, that in taking 1 or 2 treats, it's not going to ruin your attempts to get into a healthier state. When I say healthier state, I mean having a balance between good and bad foods in your life. I mean, 1 or 2 things isn't going to kill you. I was talking about, not wanting to go out and becoming more antisocial, and withdrawing from that sort of social eating atmosphere, where people come together, and even having a coffee with your friend became a whole saga of what coffee can I have. I'm a sad individual who, not only that, but it almost became like a powerful thing. Like I felt superior because I knew better, because I knew what was in all these foods. That, oh no, you would almost be judging somebody else for having a donut or having a chocolate or eating some fatty fry in the canteen. I would just look at them and think, I have the power not to be able to do that. And if only you knew what was in that. And looking back now, I never want to go back to being like that again. I never want to even think about being lean again, if it's going to end up that I become obsessed with it, that it rules my life. And this topic keeps coming up, and it's because it's so close to home for a lot of us, because even if we haven't gone to those extremes, we've all been subjected to images of what is considered to be fit. And I ask a lot of people this question, is that whenever you want to imagine what is an image of fitness, what comes to your mind? And quite often it's the same thing. It's a six-pack, it's it's all about the outside of the person. It doesn't matter what that person can do. They could be the worst deadlifter, they could be the worst squatter, they wouldn't even be able to do a pull-up or a push-up in proper technique. And just because they have a certain appearance, they're considered to be, oh my goodness, you must be super fit. What do you do? And it's, well, I don't eat very much. In order to maintain a physique is more to do with the calories, which I was discussing the other day. It's all about controlling all aspects of their life in order to protect their obsession. It's all about making sure that nothing's going to harm, nothing's going to come and disrupt that part of their life, so that they know that they're safe, they know that their food is going to be safe, that they're always going to be able to eat like that. And unfortunately, looking back now, it never really stuck with me, so I suppose technically it was never an actual disorder. I could feel it becoming that way, but I enjoy my food. I have less stress over it. I have the least stress over my body fat, my weight, my appearance and what I eat than I have ever had in my life. And I don't care if I don't have a six-pack or whatever. I know what I can do, and for once I'm actually pretty happy with that. Of course you get your days where you feel like a big tree trunk or something, but those days pass. So basically my advice is that I hope try and take the fear out of your food and your goals as well, and try to have more than one goal in your fitness journey, because what started out for me as wanting to be lean or whatever has become something completely different. Generally, the forefront of my mind is to improve performance and strength. And I'm not saying that there's, if you want to get lean, just be very careful that you don't get sucked into that whole mindset that your whole life becomes about it. If you want to discuss the topic further, I'm going to have this post on my blog, myomytv.com, and it's just really to get you thinking about it, and maybe somebody may want to discuss it further. Then if you do, come to the forum and start a topic on it. I'm sure that this topic will be very popular, because I know that there's a lot of strong feelings around it. If you do have any opinions or experience with this yourself, then it's very useful to hear, and it's very positive for other people to see even how you came through it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have lots of opinions, because I'm looking forward to hearing some feedback on this, and plenty of stories, and hopefully plenty of success stories in overcoming it and trying to help other people. So until next time, I'll see you soon.